Yeah. I don't know if she'll make it.
Where's our friend Claudia? Haven't seen her.
I know. I haven't seen her in a while. We miss you, Claudia, if you're watching the replay.
Yes, we do.
Come to
Maybe
a
she'll
call.
find you.
Where are you hiding?
Why are you hiding?
I mean, I just leave the country, but whatever.
I like your hat, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, Peru.
That's awesome.
I'm
Uh,
very Peruvian today.
you what?
I'm very Peruvian today.
Oh, you got your Peruvian
I
shirt.
wondered what. Oh, okay. Now I see that. I was trying to figure out what it said.
Yeah, awesome. So we are in March. I can't believe it. I feel like, I mean, I know February is a short month, but it always is like so fast.
Hmm.
Why, why didn't January give one day to February?
Maybe you should ask Siri or AI
I should just Siri.
because I have no idea. But that's a good question.
Yeah. Like, let's at least like 29 days.
Hmm.
And then 30 on leap year.
Yeah. Okay, so it is March. We have daylight savings coming. That kind of signifies spring. And so our theme for this month is spring cleaning, specifically your body, mind, and home. So I'm gonna kind of like leave it up to you. If you want to focus on one specific area, you can do that. Um, if you want to dab into all three, that's fine too. Um, but yeah, um, it's so this spring cleaning, before you get really excited, it's not just about like dusting and organizing and like getting out the Windex and I don't know, do people still use 409?
Yes.
The 409, the scrubbing bubbles. Um, but we're talking about clearing out what no longer serves us. So we can create space for more peace, more self-trust, more ease in our relationship with food and our body. Okay. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath in
I'm not walking. I can
and
do
deep
this.
breath out. And we'll begin.
Okay.
Okay, so why do we want to clean? So I chose these three specific areas because spring cleaning the house, cluttered spaces can contribute to stress, overwhelm, and eventually emotional eating, right? Like when we walk into the house and it's cluttered and unorganized, or we're looking for something last minute, and we can't find it, like we get stressed, right? And that can lead to eating more food because we're stressed, right? It also just causes more stress, anxiety, overwhelm. So if we can reduce that, that can bring us more ease and peace. And then spring clean for the body. Now this isn't, I want to be clear, this isn't about like detoxing or getting rid of sugar or anything like that. It's about reconnecting with how we feel, releasing habits that don't serve us, and really feeling at peace with our body. And then spring cleaning for the mind. Um, Unhelpful thoughts about food in our body can drive cravings. They can create guilt, they can create shame. So we want to clean those up so we can drop the guilt and shame around eating certain foods and really feel at ease around all food, not just a salad or vegetables or protein, but we can feel at ease around all types of food. So think of this as clearing space for what truly nourishes you, whether that be physically, mentally, or emotionally. So we are going to start.
Girl Scout cookies today so that I'm ready for spring cleaning my body.
Say that again. Something about cookies.
I did some spring cleaning of Girl Scout cookies. So
Oh, okay, good. You got rid of the Girl Scout cookies.
yes, I ate them.
That's what I figured. My next comment was going to be, I'm not asking you how you got rid of them.
I knew.
I ate them.
That's
I
fine.
don't have any little Girl Scouts around me anymore.
Oh no.
Just have to watch when I go to Safeway, but they're $7 a box now, I guess so.
Mm,
But it is a contribution to a worthwhile.
yeah, it's a donation. You're donating money.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, physical space. Our home, right? Most of us spend a lot of time in our home, and that's like the physical space that we kind of inhabit. Have you ever noticed how a cluttered, chaotic environment can make you feel anxious, overwhelmed, or out of control?
Yep. Well, maybe not out of control, but anxious and overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when I can't find something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. We had a miscommunication with Monday, right? I take Antonia to school and there's a drop off. So there's like a driveway, like a U-shaped driveway in front of the school. There's a drop off. She's getting out of the truck, and apparently there was another second grader tells her like, hey, there's a field trip today. And so she hops back in the truck and she's like, Mom, there's a field trip. So they need to have covered shoes, like closed-toed shoes, which she always wears slippers unless it's PE. It wasn't PE. She needed a home lunch and she had that, thankfully. And then her school t-shirt. So I'm like, okay, we're doing this. Let's go home. You get these shoes and socks, I'll get your t-shirt. Could not find her t-shirt anywhere. I have no clue where it is. Also, we also have a load of laundry in the dryer, so it could have been in there, but I'm not gonna spend 10 minutes because then she's gonna be late for school. I'm gonna be late for my appointment. So I do find out after school. I asked her, how was your field trip? And she's like, oh, it's next week. Apparently 2 of the first grade classes went this week and the other 2 are going the next week.
Oh.
Because I'm like, I don't remember anything.
Did you find her shirt?
Oh, not yet. I'll find it though. I'll find it this weekend. That same load of laundry still in the dryer. So yeah, hopefully we find the shirt. But like when everything's organized, and then she was looking for a belt this morning, and she's asking me where her belt is. I'm like, I don't know where your belt is. When you put them in a specific spot, and then you put them back in that spot, then you know where they are. Anywho, we found a belt on her top bunk, so. But
maybe that's where she's going to keep it from now on.
Maybe that's going to be the spot, the top bunk. Yeah, so when our space feels out of order, like that physical surrounding feels out of order, it can mirror the way we feel inside. Like everything's piling up and we don't even know where to start, right? So I want you to ask yourself, when you walk into your home, do you feel a sense of peace or does it feel a little stressful? Or you could think specifically into a specific room. Maybe in general, like when you walk into the house, it's fine. But you walk into a specific room and you're like,
Or a closet.
Mm-hmm.
Open up a closet to get something. And
yeah.
I was going to clean this out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
or opening a drawer.
Especially here in the office.
Okay.
That room. I
The,
shut that drawer because someone's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think cleaning out the space is easier than the other thing.
Oh, for sure. I think cleaning out a physical space is fairly I like it. It's just the time,
Mhm.
like
That's,
setting aside that time to do it. I do
yeah.
know like sometimes people have a hard time getting rid of things because they are connected to it in some way, shape, or form. And
Mhm.
and I've heard this is a good way of explaining or describing when we declutter, you're making a bunch of decisions and it can be um overwhelming for the mind. It can be exhausting because you're like, if I'm going through a pile of papers, I have to look at each paper, be like, what is this? What needs to happen? Do I need to save this? Do I need to send in a bill? Do I need to, like, can I throw it away? So if I'm doing like a whole stack of papers of that, it could get exhausting. Or if I'm going through my closet, a lot of times we struggle with the closet because we have connections to the clothes, which we'll go a little bit more in depth when we get to our body. Um, but yeah, so like some people will find that decluttering's easier than say working on your body image or decluttering your mind. Some people it's kind of difficult. So it just depends.
Mhm. I've
Okay.
gotten used to going through my clothes.
Yeah, you're good at that, Cindy.
In fact, when I came back from Peru, whatever I purchased, I got rid of something old that was similar.
Mm, perfect.
So came home with a couple t-shirts, I got rid of a couple t-shirts. So I came home with a couple hats, I got rid of a couple old hats.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Mhm.
I like that. And then just remember that spring cleaning, it's not about perfection, but it's about creating that environment that supports you rather than like drains you or overwhelms you or creates stress. Um, so let's take a look at some specific areas that might be affecting your mindset, or like the emotions of like, where can I declutter or clean out or move things. And I'm just gonna like obviously any part of your house, but I want to bring up a few things that maybe we don't necessarily think about. Number one is the scale. And the reason I mentioned this is you can ask yourself, like, when I step on the scale, does that number that shows up, does that dictate how I feel about myself for the day? Am I a good person? Am I worthy? Am I winning? Am I successful? If that number is something that is approved by me, is going down or approved by society. Or does that number tell me that I am failing, that I suck, that I'll never get this? Um, so if that does, consider letting it go because your worth isn't measured in pounds or kilos, whatever you measure yourself in. Your
So,
worth isn't tied to the scale. And what you can do is you can put it in a place that's maybe out of sight, out of mind. Like, I know we use our scale. We didn't have one for a while, and then we realized we needed one because, like, when we travel, you can only have what, 50 pounds in a suitcase. We wanted to make sure that we like weren't going over that. And then we also use it for our dog and our daughter. Like, she likes to see how much she weighs. It's fun for her
it's
right
fine.
now because she, in that growing stage. We're like, hey, I'm getting bigger, I'm getting taller. Um, So it could be tucking it away in a closet and just bringing it out when you need to. It could be getting rid of it altogether. It doesn't matter. And like this is just an option too, right? It's more about how do you feel when you step on the scale? Do you feel worse or bad about yourself when the number isn't what you want it to be? Then maybe consider putting it away for a month. Okay. Next thing to consider in the physical environment are mirrors. Okay. So do they invite self-comparison or self-criticism? When you look into a mirror, do you find yourself criticizing your body, judging yourself, comparing yourself, body checking constantly, right?
Mm.
If so, can you move the mirror to a less frequented place, or a place you don't walk by very often? Could be in a guest room versus your room, or the bathroom, or a guest bathroom versus your bathroom. These are just things to think about, right? And then in your kitchen and pantry, do you have any lingering diet foods that you don't enjoy but feel obligated to eat because they are quote unquote healthy? Do you have certain items that trigger guilt? Right? You can consider rearranging your space to reflect freedom rather than restriction. Is anybody buying food because it's like a diet food, it'll help you lose weight, or it's just, I should buy this because it's healthy, not necessarily because I like it? Does anybody feel that way?
No, I bought Girl Scout cookies.
You're like, no.
No. No, but there are enough commercials that make me want to.
Yeah. Whenever I see a commercial for like a weight loss, I always think of you, Cindy. And what was the one that you had that you threw away?
Oh, yeah. What was that? It wasn't Noom. It was the one before Noom. Oh, crap. What was it? And I bought it in between the challenge and joining CMW.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh, my notebook, because I never put it in my notebook. Yeah, I got my money back and I didn't have to send the pills back.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I'm always taking those tests to see if I qualify for the latest and over-the-counter Ozempic.
Ozempic, yeah.
Or with
Yeah,
COVID.
Noom has started using GLP-1s, which
Mhm.
I find very interesting because
Using what?
GLP-1s, like Ozempic, the weight loss drugs,
Oh, okay.
because Noom advertise themselves as a like kind of like mindset shifts of like shifting your mindset around food to lose weight, which I obviously like, yes, that's awesome. I've never done Noom, or I don't know how accurate that is. But now they're using GLP-1s, which I just find so interesting.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
the advertisements say that it's a mind shift.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
it doesn't work.
Noom.
The mind shift or new?
Oh, the mind shift works. The new version of
Yeah.
mind shift doesn't
Noom
work.
doesn't work. Okay,
I did it.
awesome. Okay. So also with the environment, we know this, but just tackling one small area at a time versus I'm going to declutter my whole house or I'm going to make my whole house like a sanctuary. Um, just one, maybe even one drawer at a time, one side of the closet at a time, one shelf in a closet at a time, right? We don't need to overwhelm ourselves. Um, but yeah.
Mm.
I I will send you a picture of a little decluttering I did. Um, I'm still not feeling all totally 100%, but I had been um, getting tax information ready and looking for something in a cupboard where it usually is, and it wasn't. And I went to put something back in, and I'm shoving it, and the space is very small. I'll show you and out of frustration, I thought, well, I need to get this cleaned up. And then I was just going to do a little bit. Next thing you know, I had Dennis's 5 pairs of glasses and all kinds of stuff out on the counter. I was amazed at how it could all fit in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I took care of it. Just one shelf.
Nice. Good work. Good work.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, okay, so next I want to shift focus to our body. Um, so spring cleaning our body is not about dieting. It's not about shrinking. It's not about fixing, right? It's about releasing old expectations and reconnecting with your body from a place of respect, right? Um, so ask yourself, do you see your body as something to control or something to care for?
Care for?
Care for. Like, do you see it's like, oh, I need to control my body, I need to control my weight, I need to control the food I eat, I need to control all these things? Or do I see my body as like, this is something I need to care for, I should care for?
Both.
Hmm?
Both.
Both. What are you trying to control?
The way it looks. I want an athletic frame and I'm not where I want to be yet.
Okay.
I mean, gotta be honest,
Yeah.
but I care for it in such a way to get it to that point.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So you care for it in order to control it.
Yeah, because I need a healthy body to do all these bike ride things I keep signing up for.
Signing up for randomly.
Well, I did. I signed up for another one in Rhode Island this time.
Oh, fun.
So 15 miler.
That's awesome.
So, so it's kind of both, right? Because
Yeah.
you're caring for your body, but yet you're on a mission, I don't know, to be healthy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think as long as that mission does not bring about negative feelings, right? Because I like to look at like these physical goals as not necessarily like maybe not so much necessarily the focus on I want to look athletic, but I want to be able to do athletic things,
Ooh.
right? Because we can have people who do athletic things, but they might not like you would look at them and you'd be like, really? Like you run 100 miles? You ran a 100-mile race? Because I know people like that.
Mhm.
Like, oh, you ran a 100-mile race where they kind of have a gut and they're not like the lean, like athletic runner you would think that you see on social media or you see in Patagonia magazine running the ultra marathon,
Right.
right? But they're 100% capable and they finish it and they do it and they train for it and all the things. So thinking of it as I want to be able to do athletic things versus I want to look athletic. And then, like vice versa, you can have somebody who looks athletic that never works out. They have a six pack and they have like defined arms. Like, oh, I never really lift. This is
I
just
don't like those people.
me neither.
I
Oh,
I work out a lot and I don't have well-defined arms. I don't have Christian arms.
yeah. So
I'm just not genetically designed that way.
yeah, and that's part of it is genetics. Like how are you, like what is your body type and genetics and all that? And you can do athletic things without looking athletic, or having defined arms. You can go rock climbing without having defined arms, right? And that's okay. Okay, so another thing I want you to ask yourself is, what does my body truly need right now? Is it rest? Is it movement? Is it hydration? Is it kindness? What does my body truly need right now?
I'm pretty impressed. I've been sleeping better the past couple nights.
You've been sleeping better?
Mhm.
Hmm. What do you think is helping you sleep better?
Um, I've started taking that magnesium stuff, magnesium thionate again, and a little bit of like half of a unisom.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I give myself time to feel a little bit and go to sleep. But the last few nights,
Yeah.
actually, since I've gotten back from my trip,
Oh, nice.
so I figured my body was just tired.
Could be. It could be part of it. Yeah. From traveling and different time zones, maybe.
You know, all the same time zone.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
I'll
don't,
be resting in time to get exhausted again next week.
yeah. Okay, so what are some things you can do to spring clean your body? One is getting rid of old clothes that don't fit you, right? If you have clothes that no longer fit your body, is it helping or harming your mindset? And this can go both ways, right? When we keep clothes that are too big for us, because we're like, what if I gain weight? What if? It's like that what if, that fear. We always have the fear, what if I gain the weight back? Um, so I think about this every time you look in your closet and you see those clothes that are too big, what message is that sending you? Is that sending a message of trust, that I can trust my body, that I can trust myself, that I'm not going to gain the weight back, that I know exactly what I need to do, right? Or is it sending that message of, you cannot trust yourself? I can't trust myself. I'm like, I've always gained weight in the past. I'm going to gain this weight back too, right? And then also keeping clothes that are too small. So maybe you were a smaller size and you had smaller clothes and then you gained some weight, and you keep these clothes in your closet that are too small. What happens, what reaction, what feelings do you get when you see those clothes? um and it could be like shame, like, oh, remember when I was skinny, or remember when I was smaller. I can't believe I gained the weight, or why can't I just lose this weight? I wish I could fit into those clothes, right? And so just having them hanging in our closet, we see them, or in the drawer, we see them, and it brings these reactions, these thoughts, and these feelings of things that don't necessarily serve us, right? So do the clothes in your closet give you the feeling that you want. Okay. So always consider, I know like some people are like, well, I don't want to waste. Always consider donating. You can make rags. You could make a blanket, baby blankets,
Well,
make blankets and give them away to like donate that, like there's so many things you could do. Um, and then also just having clothes that feel good on your body, like materials that feel good, right? Like sometimes there's like I'll try on a shirt and it's just like scratchy, kind of scratch. I'm like, why would anybody want to wear this? Like, who's wearing this? I'm like cotton, soft. It has to be soft. It has to feel comfortable. Like I have standards now. And it's not the name brand standards. It's the feel comfortable standard.
Feel comfortable. Kind of like cargo shorts.
Yes, like cargo shorts, Cindy. If you feel comfortable in them, if you're like, I am feeling good, I'm gonna get my need in, I'm gonna go for this high, like, if you're feeling good, wear it. That's what I think. Yeah. Okay, so next, spring cleaning for your body, releasing harsh body talk. So just a reminder, our thoughts create our feelings, which drives our actions. So are there thoughts that you have about your body that are creating a feeling, an action that are not serving you? Can you think of one negative thought about your body that keeps showing up? And what we want to do is we want to just acknowledge that thought. And oftentimes we can even say, like, okay, thank you, brain, for giving me this thought. It served me at one point in my life, but now I'm choosing to let it go. Right? So you're giving yourself permission to let go. And then we want to rewrite it. We want to rewrite that thought. So maybe instead of something like, I hate my stomach, we can rewrite it to, my body is doing its best for me right now. Instead of, I can't trust myself around food, maybe you rewrite that to, I'm learning to listen to my body's needs. So it all goes back to that CTFAR, right? Our thoughts create our feelings, which drive our actions, which create the results that we get in our life. And so if we have these thoughts that are not giving us the feeling, action, and result we want, we need to shift them in order to shift our feelings, actions, and results. And then next we have adding pleasure and comfort. So what would make your body feel nurtured rather than punished?
Freeze the fat off.
Oh, Cindy. Let's think of something like right now you could do like right after you get off this call. What is something you could do?
What do you mean by punished?
Well, sometimes we punish ourselves for eating too much food. We punish ourselves for not weighing the weight we want. We punish ourselves for not getting our steps in or not getting our workout in. And we have negative self-talk. right? We have self-talk
Okay.
like, oh, I can't believe I didn't get that in. I failed today. Why couldn't I do that? I'm never going to reach my goal. It could be punishment like, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve to eat dinner tonight, or you don't deserve to go to that movie, or you don't deserve to go get a massage, right? So, what is something you can do to make you feel nurtured? Let's put it that way. What would nurture your body right now? Could be stretching. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, well, first be positive,
Mm-hmm.
get positive talks.
Positive thoughts. Yep.
Right now, after this, I could take a nap.
There you go. Nap time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Feel nourished. It's
Right.
decadent taking a nap midday.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop into my sauna blanket tonight.
You have a sauna blanket?
Mhm.
Dang.
And
That's
what? Oh
Like
man, I'm so out of it. What's a sauna blanket?
poor man's dry sauna.
Oh, they get you really warm, or like a heating, like a.
Yeah, the last time I got it enough so that I actually started sweating, but the first time I used it, I fell, I fell asleep.
Does
Oh,
it wrap all the way around you? Is it like a sleeping bag?
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's like
hmm.
all around you. And
yeah,
then you
it's
put
like
that.
hopping in a hot sleeping bag.
Okay.
But when I first got it, just kind of playing with the different temperatures
Yeah.
and it automatically turns itself off. So I
That's
can't fry
good.
You're not cooking yourself all night long.
myself. No, but I find it's very relaxing, especially if I had a good workout later in the day. It just relaxes my muscles, even if I don't get the sweat that I
Hmm.
Mhm.
want to kind of detox.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's
Yeah.
just made me
So
feel.
adding those things in, those things that are nurturing to you, whether it's a nap, it's a sauna, blanket, it's going for a walk, listening to a podcast, reading a book, just having alone time, having time with friends, whatever you need, whatever's going to help nourish you, starting to add those in. And then just thinking of your body, just a reminder, your body is not the enemy, but it is your home, right? It's the you we have one body for this life. It is the home that you live in. So how you think about your body shapes how you treat it. So shifting that narrative from criticism to care is so important, or from criticism to compassion is so important, because we're just going to treat our body better. We're going to take care of it. We're going to give it what it needs versus punishing it or denying its needs. Right.
Mm.
Okay, so next is spring cleaning for your mind. Um, our thoughts really shape our reality. Um, if you're constantly thinking, I'm out of control with food, or I'll never be happy with my body, we reinforce those beliefs. So that's what we want to clear up, right? Um, and when I say our thoughts shape our reality, um, I think it's safe to use this example in this with this group of like conspiracy theorists, right? Like
Mhm.
they genuinely believe that the earth is flat. No one can tell them differently, right? Or they genuinely believe that I don't know whatever what other conspiracy theories there are out there, um, but they really believe this,
Mm.
and they will end relationships over it. They will end friendships over it, right? And it's just their thoughts and that shape their reality, right? So I don't think any of us are conspiracy theorists, but just understanding that thoughts are powerful. Okay. Um, so I want you to ask yourself, what is one belief about food or your body that feels outdated?
About food or my body?
Yeah. I feel out of control around food. I'll never be happy with my body. I eat too much. I need to eat less
Okay.
food,
You got it. Got me.
right?
Yeah.
That's like my thoughts.
I eat too much.
I eat too much.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, okay, say that, think of that thought. If a friend said that thought to you, how would you feel?
If the friend said, Sharon, you eat too much,
Yeah.
I guess it would depend on the friend. I mean, Leslie would probably could say that and be trying to be helpful, but I would not. I mean, I guess if I do eat too much, then I couldn't feel.
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
I can't help that. um, Go ahead, Cindy.
You're in a group of overthinkers, you know. You are doomed.
Um, what
Well, you
if,
know, if I say something negative about myself, it's one thing, but if someone else says something negative, it, depends on the depending on the tone, you might be offended by it.
so Sharon, if you're at a restaurant eating food and some random person comes up to you and says, you know what, you're really eating too much food. How would
Uh, Not that that would ever happen, but
you,
the
might?
Italian in me would probably kick in, and I'd say something not very nice. But
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I mean, you kind of made a good point there that like you're like that would never happen. Of course it would never happen. Like no one's gonna come up to you and say you're eating too much food. That's, like A, it's none of their business. B, that's rude. And I just think it's out of the norm of our society um, to personally comment, maybe in a like social media post comments, people will say whatever they want. But like in like face-to-face communication, like no, because it's not true, right? What does that even mean? I eat too much, right? Like we could break it down that way. Like, what does that even mean? How do we know it's too much? What is too much? Maybe it's not enough. Cindy, what about you?
This where you say you talk to yourself like your best friend would talk to you.
So if a friend, so there you have a thought about food or your body that's outdated, just a thought that doesn't serve you. Let's just say that you have a thought that doesn't serve you, and your friend said it to you. How would you feel?
You know, my friends, they tell me these things all the time. She
Okay,
told her a lot tonight.
what what if it's a stranger, some random person comes up to you and says, blah, de blah, de blah. How are you gonna feel?
Someone came up to me and told me I had thunder times.
Yeah,
I probably told them it was none of their business. Thank you for
exactly.
noticing me, but none of your business.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, I might say thank you. When we were on one of the ports on our cruise, we went by this makeup place. Well, it's not makeup, but stuff to make us look younger. And they said, "Oh, we've got this stuff that's going to take care of your wrinkles." And I said, "Well, I'm proud of my wrinkles. And these wrinkles remind me of my mom, but thank you." Anyway. Oh.
Well, and that's an interesting point too, is that you can react that way about your wrinkles because you don't care. I mean, like
Mhm.
genuinely don't care, and you have like it reminds me of my mom, so like I actually kind of like them. Like I'm turning into my mom. Um, and so we don't have any triggers around that.
Mhm.
And so you were able to
Well,
react with that in that way, like, oh,
mhm.
actually, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah.
I could do with a few more wrinkles, but that's my positive look on it is
Yeah.
I look
Well,
look
I
like
think also too there's I mean this is totally a side note, but there's a huge double standard when it comes to women aging and men aging, and
oh yeah.
men it's okay to have wrinkles and gray hair, where women we I think almost that this is like the next like diet culture is like this youth, and for women like not having wrinkles or not having blemishes or age spots or all the things, and getting Botox and lip fillers and all those, and um but yeah, that's another sad day, another talk for another time. um Anywho, um so with our thoughts, like if we want to spring clean our thoughts, instead of we basically need to like be aware of what we're thinking that does not serve us, right? We need to even thank that thought for serving us at the time, because it did serve a purpose, probably safety. We wanted to feel safe, we wanted to feel included, and so we had this thought about eating too much, or I eat too much, right? Okay, thank you, brain. I don't need that thought anymore. I am going to choose another thought to think instead, or I'm going to think this instead. So recognizing that thought, recognizing it doesn't serve me, and then choosing to shift that thought. So maybe instead of I should eat less, maybe you could try I deserve to eat in a way that satisfies and nourishes me, right? And that could be even with you, Sharon, like I eat too much. You could use that same thought. I deserve to eat in a way that satisfies and nourishes me, right? Maybe instead of I need more willpower, you could shift that to my cravings are messages, not failures, right? Our cravings are messages. They're communicating something. I have an unmet need. What is it that I need right now? So I want you to choose one thought that you want to let go of. Okay. So choose one thought you want to let go of. And what's one new thought that you can plant in its place?
Go back to my thighs.
Those thunder thighs. Some people want thunder thighs, Cindy.
Okay. I just want tone thighs.
I mean, you could be like I don't know, the female version of Thor. He's the god of thunder. Who's the female version of Thor? You could be god of thunder and those thunder thighs. Like every time you like fly and then land, you make thunder with your thunder thighs.
I want to see that on video.
Just
Now I
put
have
it
to
into
buy a Thor.
perspective, you know?
Now I gotta go buy a Thor costume.
Yep. Now you have to buy a Thor costume.
Yeah, but now I try to replace it with that my thighs are there to pedal my bike.
Ooh, that's a good one. My thighs are
That is my shifting
that's a good
from thunder thighs to biking thighs.
I like it. And then I found this quote or the saying. It's kind of corny, but it fits. Your mind is like a garden. Let's pull out the weeds of self-criticism and plant seeds of kindness.
Very nice.
Nice.
So planting those seeds of kindness.
You have to drop that in the chat,
Mm-hmm.
in the messenger.
Yeah.
I like it.
So just to kind of close, just remembering that this spring cleaning takes time. Spring is actually 3 months, so you can take 3 months to clean. And just choosing one thing, one small thing, whether it's decluttering your environment, your home, your physical space, whether it's releasing old body expectations, or maybe it's clearing out those unhelpful thoughts. It's about making space for what supports you. We're cleaning out the old to bring in the new that supports us. Any questions?
I've already started cleaning the physical space. Can't believe I did this. I have to take a deep breath every time I believe I did it. I've gotten rid of beer that's over 2 years old. Opened it up, poured it down the sink, and threw it in recycling.
Wow. That's awesome. I love it. Good work, Cindy.
You had beer that was over 2 years old?
Yep.
That wouldn't happen at our house.
It was stuff I bought on trips before I started CMW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and the microbrewery opened up the street, so you get fresh beer all the time.
Get fresh.
Yeah, much
Why
better.
would you want that 2-year-old beer when you can go get fresh beer, right?
Exactly. But that took a lot for me to actually do.
Yeah. Well, and that's the part of decluttering that's sometimes mentally difficult, right? Like letting go. We have an attachment to it for some reason, and it's hard to let it go.
It was letting go of an older version of me
Yeah.
that would probably drink it every night because it was tasty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not quite as tasty. I tried it. Just to make sure that it was. All you need is a sip, and you're
I
like,
tried half the can of each one I threw out. That's it.
maybe not quite.
Just to be sure.
That
Good ones from Nebraska.
Nebraska. Who knew?
That was mentally and physically
Yeah.
cleaning out.
So Danielle put up the times for our calls. Cindy, I know that you're going to be gone next week, but
Mhm.
that's when my call's going to be, um, or else I wouldn't necessarily be able to do it. So I don't know if you'll be able to join or not. Um, but yeah, next week, same day, same time, I'll be here. We can talk about spring cleaning. We can coach on other things, whatever you want to. So,
Okay,
sound good?
How
sounds
to make it
good.
around Epcot without drinking too much?
That again?
Coach on how to make it around the countries in Epcot without drinking at each one?
Yes, yes.
You
Perfect.
never know where I may pop in from.
Yeah,
That's
you
good.
might just pop in from Disney World or Epcot Center.
Mhm.
You never know with me.
Never know. Never know.
Hopefully I won't make you hold your head again.
Hopefully.
You did hold your head twice tonight. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I love it. I love it.
My job here is done.
Yep. 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 Okay,
All
ladies, I will see you later.
All righty, bye.
right,
Bye.
later. Bye.